huge.
Tall. Yeah. You waiting to interrupt me?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to get it going. It has to happen organically, though. I don't want to just do it just because that's what you do, you know? We can just go into it if you want with, the intro. Is that what you want?
It's up to you.
We could just do the intro. I don't have to interrupt you every time.
Earl Watson coached the...
Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
He was fired, remember? Right after the Bledsoe thing.
Yep. He fits the Bucks.
What's up? And welcome to Bucked Up, episode 10. I'm your host, Nick Schneider. Alongside me, as usual, the real deal, John Monk.
I will be off Friday and Saturday, though.
Yeah, right. I think it's the first episode you ever missed. And, Bucks lost to the Cavs tonight. We'll be discussing that as well as the Eric Bledsoe trade.
Yep.
And whatever else is going on. As always, if you like the show, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can like the video. You can watch the video on YouTube. You can comment, and we'll, start a community. Otherwise, if you don't like watching your podcast, you can subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Pocket Cast, and one other one that probably isn't important enough for me to remember. I missed something. Who cares? John, how do we play tonight?
Well, not the greatest.
Was it not the greatest?
Well, final score 124-119.
Yep.
Another good offense night.
I think it was a good offensive night. I think that's my takeaway.
Defensively, a good, you don't want to let up that many points, but
playing
a good LeBron team. The Cavs hit quite a few shots, shot very well.
They shot extremely well. What was their percentage from the floor?
I believe it was around 50%.
It was above 50%. It was,
they shot.
Anytime you give up over 50% from the floor, you're going to have a tough time winning games. We do that, but that's because we take a ton of twos. Tons of points in the paint, so I expect us to shoot over 50.
50%.
On the dot? Okay.
They also shot 50% from deep.
That also hurts. And they weren't slouching on three balls either.
No.
How many did they take?
9 of 18, that said.
Yeah, so 8, it hurts. But unfortunately, I don't think that as long as Jason Kidd and fellow coaching staff are in the vicinity of the Milwaukee Bucks, I don't think any of it's going to change, unfortunately. That's the sad part of it all. What was exciting about our defense tonight was active hands. Hands were super active tonight, creating turnovers, causing steals.
There was quite a few deflections.
A lot of energy tonight, especially after the first quarter. First quarter went really poorly, but after that, the defensive energy kind of picked up. Even though we were giving up a lot of good looks, Cavs were also making a lot of tough shots.
Yeah, they were.
I think usually if this is a game against like the Pistons, this is a game we give up 100, I think, at most, So that's good.
Bucks basketball.
Bucks basketball.
You play to our competition.
That's true. It's a good point.
That's what you don't want to do generally. But
what's sad is that we're wasting great Giannis nights like this. Giannis was great tonight, other than
40.
turnovers. He had some turnover problems, but 40 points. 8 boards?
Giannis,
You'll get there.
9.
9 boards, okay.
Yep.
And 3 assists.
Yep.
So, really good stat line for Giannis.
Shot very well again.
Yep. Well, he shot 15 for 21? Something like that?
16 for 21, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you can't
like a phenomenal shooting night. You actually can't. You can't even ask for that.
No.
I think Brogdon played really well tonight. I think Chris Middleton played really really well tonight. And then we'll talk about it later, but I think adding Eric Bledsoe into the unit only helps things.
Yep. Brogdon coming off the bench.
Brogdon coming off the bench is huge. That was a big part of it. I think we wasted probably 6 possessions just because Delly had the ball in his hands for the entire possession. So those possessions are gone. Can't get them back.
Delly had a point tonight, though. A big point on a technical free throw.
Yep, that's right. That was... If you're going to get impressed with one part of Delly's game, it's going to be free throw shooting. Yeah. He's a great free throw shooter. And that's part of why I'm so happy to have him on my Bucks. But, he's not going to see minutes very much at all. I would assume when Eric Bledsoe hits the floor.
Yeah, I don't see him playing nearly as much as what he is, if not any.
So that shouldn't be really a concern going forward. Teletovic, I think, played well tonight. I think other people on the bench played well. Liggins had a good game defensively.
Yep.
Rebounding, too. Liggins looked very active.
Very aggressive, yeah.
Aggressive rebounder. I think that's maybe something that Jason Kidd might have went over with his guards, is now that we have 2 centers, and even when we had 3, rebounding was a huge issue. and we're not going to get it from our centers. Period. We're not.
Henson
So,
and Thon, no, they're not.
We
gonna
need to
do
get
it.
above average. Since we have so much length, so much size, we need to get above average rebounding from our guards and forwards.
Henson had 3 rebounds tonight, our starting center.
It's pretty tough. That's pretty gross. No, he was in foul trouble for
Yeah,
a lot of the
that's
game,
a big
so
part of
we
it.
couldn't be super aggressive. But at the same time, Kevin Love just bodied him for most of the game. You
Hens-
expect that at Thon, but Henson needs to at least put up a fight.
Yeah, Henson only had 17 minutes and Thon only had 15. Our center play is definitely at a low.
Giannis had some center Giannis minutes, though, which
Yeah.
is what I've wanted for a long time. Stretch that floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like it.
I love it. I wish Jason Kidd would have done it before. But, it's going to be a struggle rebounding now, from now on.
Oh, yeah.
Without
definitely,
Moose.
Definitely.
But the starters played really well. I think Chris had a great game, almost had a triple-double.
Yeah, Chris played very.
Did he have a triple-double? Because he
No.
might have had a rebound late.
He had 7 rebounds and 11 assists.
Okay.
He had
7 rebounds, 11 assists. How many points?
20 points on 8 of 17 shooting. So
That's a Chris
That's
Middleton night if
Middleton,
I've ever heard
yeah.
it. We've said a lot of times, is Chris back? Is he not back after the 40-point game? Everyone was like, oh, he's back, and then he wasn't.
up and down, up and down.
Up and down, up and down. This is
Consistent Middleton we want.
this is what I consider to be a normal Middleton
Yeah.
game. This is what I expect from Chris Middleton. Not necessarily as active of a passer and rebounder, but, scoring-wise and the way he ran the offense, this is what I expect from him night
Yeah.
in, night out. So more of a normal performance from him.
Didn't force anything, especially early. Didn't force much. That I
That's
noticed.
the biggest thing is we had a big deficit in the fourth quarter, but it certainly wasn't because of Middleton this time, which is
not
nice.
at all.
Brogdon played really well again. It's going to
Yep.
be nice seeing him come off the bench. I assume you don't
assume.
leave Snell alone on the bench to create for himself, but
No.
we'll see. That would mean Delhi minutes.
But Brogdon, if he takes that role, which I think he will,
Could be huge.
it's going to be
huge.
awesome
Now,
to have that guy come
especially
off the
when
bench.
Jabari comes back.
That's the up.
Because the big question is Jabari a bench player or is he a starter? If he's a starter, then the starting lineup is Bledsoe, Middleton, Jabari, Giannis, Thon,
or Henson.
or Henson, if his leg injury isn't, season
Yeah,
ending.
yeah.
And then the bench would be Malcolm and Tony Snell back, which is
They
are great bench players. They
Yeah.
are great rotation bench players on any team anywhere. So that would be huge. Another thing is if Jabari even comes off of the bench, they're going to absolutely tear second units apart. And I think that
Jabari,
I don't even think that's a dumb idea.
I would love to
Because
see
before
Jabari
I was
off the
against
bench.
the Jabari idea of putting him on the bench, but that was before Bledsoe. And I thought that Jabari coming off the bench signaled that we didn't believe in him to be a starter. But now you can only have so many great options, and you need people to space the floor alongside those shot creators. And so I think it makes more sense now going forward when Jabari comes back. Leave Snell in that starting lineup. Brogdon and Jabari can create like any. They would be better than maybe every second team except Golden State's. I can't think of a second team I like better.
No, Malcolm and Jabari coming off the bench would be a huge duo.
Ridiculous.
Off the bench with those
Then-
second units.
Exactly. Then Liggins getting 2 guards minutes doesn't matter as much that he can't play offense. Telly getting minutes later doesn't really matter as much because he won't be getting as many shots off the bench. It changes the whole dynamic of how this team works. It'd be really exciting, and then we don't have to stagger our stars like we do now.
With Middleton and Giannis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jabari and Brogdon can just take the load
Yeah,
as soon as they're done, and we
Jabari-
can literally just play 2 teams.
Jabari is he's a near all-star last year. He's another all-star capable player, I think.
Near All-Star, yeah. Absolutely.
So definitely.
That's one thing to say is people said the East, man, who's going to be All-Stars now that every star left in the East? The East is making stars out of people that we didn't think would be stars. Oladipo's playing ridiculous,
Yeah.
Kristaps is great.
Playing wonderful.
Is
right now.
Bledsoe going to get his first All-Star appearance with the Bucks?
Yeah.
If he plays,
I didn't think about
if he
that.
plays
That'd be
really
cool.
well, it'd be really cool. And if he can come in and replicate what he did in Phoenix on a good team,
Oh,
it's certainly possible. It's certainly possible. And so that's pretty cool. I'm going to miss Moose.
yeah. Definitely gonna miss Moose.
Moose was huge. He won us. He went out and won us a lot of games. And there are 2 things that come to mind when I think of Moose. A, when we signed him, there was no free agent market in Milwaukee. We were going after Greg Monroe. And it was, shoot or shoot. We shot our shot, and it worked out over New York and over LA.
Yep.
And that's really, really cool and awesome. And that was the signal of change in Milwaukee. That we were a real destination with a real team now. You know, we have a budding superstar, a real superstar now,
Yeah.
who people want to come play for. Bledsoe, we were on his list of places he wanted to go to.
For years, yeah.
I don't know about for years, but I know definitely when this all went down, and they asked, well, where do you want to go to? Milwaukee was one of the places, that he wrote down, which is awesome. And then the second thing is he was totally committed to being whatever kind of positive player he could be. Absolutely. He changed his entire body and the way he played the game to fit the bench. And he accepted a bench position after being one of the best centers in the league for years.
Yep.
He just obviously the first year he didn't, but the second year he accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that was his role, and he transformed his body so he wasn't absolutely incapable on defense. It was really impressive what he did, and it sucks that he has to go out like this and go to Phoenix. Hopefully they buy him out.
He's going into a huge mess. I feel kind of bad, but I wish
Phoenix. I feel bad for literally anyone who has to step foot in that arena.
Yeah.
The Suns are a mess, an absolute mess, and it sucks. I feel bad for Greg that we sent him there. But I'm assuming we're going to buy him out, or they're going to buy him out. He's only got a year left. It's not like he's going to contribute anything anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be there next year.
Oh, he certainly won't be there next year. I don't think he'll be there this year. I think they pay off his contract and he goes walking to whoever needs him.
Yeah, I hope nothing but the best for Moose.
Yeah, me too. He was great to us.
Very, very good, yeah.
Even though it didn't work out the way we dreamed of it, right?
No.
When we signed him, everyone said, 3 seed.
He was the center we wanted.
It was emblematic of the turning of the tides at the time, though. Because when we signed him, the league was just turning into the league it is now, where it's all threes and length and switching on defense on everything. That's what it is now, and Greg Monroe is not a part of that. He won't be a part of that. No. He is going to sign somewhere for $5 million, maybe 10, and be.
But he's gonna have to prove himself again and prove that he can play.
Yeah, but he's not. He doesn't space the floor, and so no big team's gonna want him. No big threat is gonna want him. He's not aggressive enough on offense to be like a Tristan, or on defense, I should say, to be like a Tristan Thompson.
No.
So yeah, it's tough to see where his role is. He'll probably accept a bench role somewhere. I could see him landing in like in New York this time or something, just to provide scoring off the bench now that they think they can make the playoffs. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna miss Moose.
Yep, same here. It was great for us, but
Bledsoe will be huge.
Time to move on. Yep.
Time to move on. This was a big boy move. This was a move, and I'm not the first person to say this. But this is similar to when the Warriors went out and got Iguodala. Trade in your picks. You don't need him anymore.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Go out, get an asset you need from a team that needs picks.
We got enough young, great talent.
Yep, so. We gave up a first, but it heavily protected first, which is impressive that we got away with that, and a second. I'm pretty impressed with Horst. We give him a lot of shit, but this was a big deal. He could have easily slipped because we needed. I'm sure there was a lot of pressure in that front office to go out and get Bledsoe. A lot.
Oh yeah.
And he could have easily given up something that we didn't want to, a Brogdon. Because honestly, in your head, Bledsoe is clearly better than Brogdon.
Well, right
clear
now,
upgrade. So it makes sense to. But he held out. He protected all of his important assets, including DJ Wilson, who I thought was absolutely going to just get thrown in just to sweeten the pot. Didn't have to do it.
No, he didn't give up much at all for him.
The rumors that were circulating were Delly and Greg Monroe for Tyson and Bledsoe, or Henson, Vaughn, and a first. And to give up Moose and Henson, honestly, like the second best combination of those trades.
Yeah.
Like obviously, it would have been preferable to give up a negative asset like Henson and Vaughn and a first to just get rid of him and get a great player. But like, this is the next best thing.
Yeah, we got a good deal.
Yeah, we got an excellent deal. So I'm really impressed with John Horst. I hope that Eric Bledsoe can come in with a good attitude. I hope he can stay healthy, and I hope that he is what we need. But I believe in him. I like his game a lot.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, play through contact, but you all know about his game. I'm sure.
Strong, fast,
a
gritty player,
lengthy point guard.
Yeah, I know. I like Eric Bledsoe a lot, and I think it's absolutely possible that he gets his first All-Star appearance and is. Yeah. I think maybe he hasn't been on a playoff team since he was with the Clippers. Obviously, the Suns haven't made the playoffs in a while. And so I'd like to see him get back there, see what he can do in the playoffs as a real leader, because he wasn't. He was a backup for Chris Paul with the Clippers. So it'll be cool to see.
The only thing we're missing now is that, well, Moose wasn't quite the best at it either, but the rebounding center.
Yeah, Moose was a great rebounder before, but yeah, off the bench it's tough to snag all those boards. But yeah, that's the biggest question mark now.
That's the only thing we're hurting at now.
But then the other thing is we're not done dealing.
No, absolutely not.
First of all, the way the cap situation is worked out is now after that trade, Moose isn't expiring. We don't have an expiring. Bledsoe's on for next year too. So we don't have the cap room right now to re-sign Jabari to a max if need be. Or even, I don't know how much we even have. I would have to look into it. But at the hard cap. So if we are committed to re-signing Jabari, and I believe that we are, we're going to have to make some moves. Trade picks to dump assets, which is going to suck. That's what's really going to hurt. This is the fun part of the trading. Trade deadline coming up. Telly won't be on the team anymore. Delly probably won't be on the team anymore. Hopefully we can get rid of Henson. And maybe we'll pull in a Kyle O'Quinn or something from New York, something like that, to fill in the gaps. But it's tough. It's tough sledding here on out with picks. We're going to be, in order to get rid of these and keep our team intact, we're going to get rid of a lot of assets like picks.
We won't get rid of any of the core though, which is a good part.
Right, as long as we can keep the core together, and I think that's what it's for. But it's going to suck. It's going to hurt. Knowing you won't have a pick until 2019, it's going to hurt. 2020 maybe, you know?
Yeah, it could be a while, but we are a young team right now anyway, so
yeah, exactly.
Good time to do it.
Absolutely. Well, take advantage of Bledsoe while you have him, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know if he seems to me like the kind of player who's probably going to get a max coming at the end of his contract.
He's got one more year, you said, after this?
Yep, one more year. And so I highly doubt we can max him out at that point, considering Brogdon will want money, Thon will want money.
Yeah, it'll be tough.
It'll be tight then.
These guys, but.
Right. But so that's my point. Use it while you got it.
Yep.
Make your move now. And I'm excited. I'm really excited for the future. That was a big boy move that you only make if you're committed to contending.
Yep.
And John Horst just told me that he is committed to contending.
Yep.
So that was cool. Yeah, the game, we kind of got sidetracked, but the game, offensively, we looked good. We looked efficient. Giannis had himself a game, but defensive issues hurt. Cavs were making really tough shots. They were looking like the Cavs you expect them to look like when they play a good team.
A lot of foul trouble again.
What did they take? 14 free throws in the first quarter?
Quarter, yeah.
That's ridiculous. That can't ever happen.
Can't do that. That's not going to.
But a lot of that was because people were out of position on defense. And a lot of that comes down to the scheme. And Snell should never be caught with Kevin Love under the basket, which happened multiple times tonight, and he had to foul him. And I don't blame him. There's nothing you can do.
We had 7 turnovers in the first quarter too. So
and then we had 0 in the second quarter.
Which because in transition defense, you're not going to get in the right positioning anyway.
Yeah, especially with as many weapons as the Cavs have, as old and slow as they are.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of defensively work to do.
No doubt about it, man. But I think that I've been pretty fired up the last few episodes. This game has brought back my confidence. And I've been kind of down on watching the Bucks' last few games. They weren't fun to watch. They were frustrating and stressful. This was a fun game to watch.
It was fun
Competing with the best player in the world. It was a lot of fun. And, we've got the Spurs. That'll be a tough game. But I think any game is winnable now with this team, especially if Bledsoe will be back. I don't expect him to play very much, maybe 20 minutes. But, it's better than not having Bledsoe on the team,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely a plus.
So I think it's totally possible that we go 3 for 3 on this road trip. I think it's totally possible we go 0 for 3.
Well, Lakers are at home, so that'll give us a.
Lakers are at home. That's right. Yeah, I'll be there. I'm not concerned not as concerned as I was. If we can put up offensive nights like this and create turnovers, I'm not as worried about giving up as many points as we do. If we can create turnovers, get easy offense for us, I don't worry about if this performance was against a Pistons team. We blow them out.
Yeah.
We blow them out of the water.
The effort's definitely there, I think.
They just the effort was there after the first quarter, which was awesome.
Yeah. It's good to see.
Cavs got a lot of shot makers, and it's tough to work around that.
Yeah, definitely, especially when they're hitting their shots like they were tonight again.
And they were hitting them well. Around the web this week, John, you've got a Ringer article written by.
I can't pronounce it.
Let me see it.
I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Oh, written by Paolo Uggetti.
Yeah, it was close.
That's what I'm going to go with. I have no idea. I'm sorry, Paolo, if that is incorrect. But it's called... Oh.
Get the buck out. I like that.
Love it. And what's it about?
Well, I didn't really quite read it too much.
Damn it, John. I read it this morning. It's just the implications of the deal. But The Ringer, as always, producing fantastic content. Even if it's already stuff you kind of assumed, it's fun to read it because that collection of writers over The Ringer is terrific. Bill Simmons has gathered himself a slew of really talented people. It's a cool website, and I suggest you give them whatever kind of ad revenue they're getting and read that article. It's really good. We got the Spurs on Friday.
Yep.
How worried are you about the Spurs? Always worried about the Spurs.
Pretty good team in the West again.
Yeah, they're solid.
So it's going to be a lot of tough matchups again.
Some people call them the Grizzlies of the West.
The Grizzlies of the West, huh?
Yeah.
Ironic?
Yeah. Isn't it ironic? Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. The Spurs are going to kill you the same way they did 10 years ago.
Tough matchup in center position again, as a lot will be Aldridge down there.
Yeah.
Giannis will have to.
Yeah.
Then you got Kawhi, Danny Green.
Yeah, they're pretty deep, and we're not. The bench unit is going to be what's interesting, I think. Coming up in the Spurs game, other than that, actually Kawhi's still hurt, I believe.
Yeah, he was injured. I don't know what
he's
the
still
deal is
hurt.
with that. But
Google it. I'll fill time. Is Kawhi still hurt? John asks as he types onto his MacBook. Is Kawhi still hurt? He wonders in his head. His mind races to the thought of a Kawhi-less Spurs. What can we do with a Kawhi in the court? Who's going to guard Middleton? Probably Danny Green. And it probably won't go well. But it's exciting nonetheless. Still nothing, huh? I gotta keep filling time.
Decent chance he'll miss a good chunk of the season, Popovich says.
Really? Well, that means he's done. Really? I didn't know it was that serious. I guess I should have been paying more attention considering we're
I thought it was more. I thought it was more day to day too. I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't think it was day to day. I knew it was a serious injury, but I didn't know it was like a chunk of the season. Makes it sound like 20, 30 games.
Yeah, that's.
Not that it'll matter.
Coming along much more slowly for whatever reason, Popovich says.
Oh boy.
So that's not good. All right, well.
It's good for us.
But yeah, they still got good players.
Absolutely.
Rudy Gay, that's who I was thinking.
Yeah, Rudy Gay's been playing great off the bench. Can you find the stats for me? Because he has looked real good in San Antonio, like people do when they get to San Antonio.
I've always loved Rudy Gay. Back when I was a fan of the Grizzlies way back then.
Greg Popovich could have turned Matthew Dellavedova into a 30-point-per-game scorer if he wanted to. Greg Popovich just does this weird thing with not great players. Makes them totally serviceable. It's actually, really frustrating. Because, Dwayne Dedmon now starts for the Hawks, right? He's a good rebounder. And, okay, interior defensive. He's pretty good, interior on the defensive side of things. But, man, did he get a contract for not being any kind of center for anyone's future? It's not good. But, it's what Pop does. He makes average players look good.
Yeah, that's what good coaches will do.
Yeah, I wish we had a good coach. Someone to make Delly look not like Delly.
Well,
LeBron can make Delly look like Kyrie Irving.
I wouldn't go quite like Kyrie.
Do you remember that series?
Yeah.
Delly was terrific. Delly looked like a superstar.
He was very good. That's why we paid him all the money to come here.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah, Gay's averaging 13 points, 5 boards, and 2 assists.
Off the bench for the Spurs, that's pretty gosh dang solid.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And then we got the Lakers on that Monday. No, on that Saturday night. That's right, at home.
Yep.
And then we got the Grizzlies on that Monday.
Yep. That's at home, too.
And that's at home as well.
And then Wednesdays, we're on a little home stretch there.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
alrighty. What else you been up to, John?
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah. The show's got a formula now. I didn't want it to have a formula, but it's got a formula.
There'll be a randomized episode sooner or later.
I know, but the whole point when we went into it, we were like, man, we don't want to have any kind of topics. We want to do our own thing because we're our own people. And then it's just another dumb fucking Bucks podcast.
You're gonna.
It's better than literally everyone else's. But It's just another Bucks podcast
Yeah.
that I like a lot. I really like what we've done here, but I'd like to get into more of a flowing kind of general discussion, more than all right, now it's time for Around the Web.
It'll get there.
I hope so.
Episode 10.
Have you been up to anything?
Yeah.
No, God, me either.
Yeah, well, I'll be gone Friday and Saturday.
In Vegas.
Yeah, heading over to Vegas.
Huge Golden Knights fan. So
yeah.
You gotta go see them play.
Get see them play. I'll put money on the Bucks to win the finals.
Gotta. Yeah.
Don't know how much money.
What else are you gonna do in Vegas? All right, I guess that's the show. I'm your host, Nick Schneider. That's the real deal, John Monk. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, comment on the channel or on the post, and don't be afraid to subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Pocket Cast, and then the other one, Audio Boom. Yeah, that stupid one. All right. Until Saturday, you'll see us. Peace. Get bucked up.